what is, if you make noise, what will happen? In microphone, your sound will also get mixed and it will also get amplified and recorded. That is something which is unwanted, right? In communication, what is our work? To make perfect communication. Whatever we want to convey, it should reach the receiver properly. We are also communicating. What I am doing, I am trying to convey that concept, the topics to you, and what I will try to make that perfectly it should reach you. For that I can use various methods, but if there is some noise, that is unwanted signal. The topic what we are discussing is about noise in transmission lines. What is noise in transmission lines? If we are sending some signal and if it is getting back reflected, then we are saying it is something which is unwanted, so it is noise for us. So whatever signal I am sending, it will get mixed with that and we will get some loss. So in that context, we have derived these equations 17 and 18. Up to this you have noted down, right? So now what we have to do, we will see how to remove it. We want a perfect communication without reflection. So now onward you don't write. So what we are going to do, now I am session, I am recording. So this I am going to upload, right? So uploaded session, I will give you fixed time. In that timing you have to watch it, note it down, take snaps and upload the answer. So that is your task. So it will be double revision, as well as you will get some one assignment marks for that activity. So in the specified time only you have to watch, make notes and upload. Only for 1 hour that link will be open. So if we try some different activities, then you will get some more knowledge. Fine. So we will see how to remove that coefficient which is giving us reflection. So we will see how we get that, in which cases we get that. So we will consider 3 cases. So case 1 we will consider where the load impedance is 0. That means, is it short circuit or open circuit? Output is 0 means short circuit. So ZL is 0, output is short circuit. So in our equation number 18, simply we will keep ZL equal to 0. So here we have ZL minus Z0 divided by ZL plus Z0. If we keep this value 0, what we will get? Minus Z0 by Z0. So it will become minus 1. That means there will be reflection, but inverted reflection. Okay, this is case 1. In case 2, we will consider that output is open circuit. Open circuit means the impedance value should be infinite. Open wires means the dielectric medium will be generated. Air, out of air we cannot transfer the current. So impedance is almost infinity. Before keeping infinity, we will divide equation 18 by ZL. So if we divide it here, we will get 1 minus Z0 by ZL divided by 1 plus Z0 by ZL. Now we will keep ZL infinity. So these two terms will go, we will get 1. So this is 1. That means positive reflection coefficient. So it will be in phase. It may get added with our incident wave. Now third case we will consider for impedance match. What we are talking about? We want to reduce the reflection. So for that what we have to do? We have to match the characteristic impedance and the output impedance. Every line element should work in the same manner. For that we must have some matching. Whatever frequency we are sending should be matched with the receiver, otherwise there will be mismatch. Whatever impedances are there for the line must be matched with the output side, then only it will be communicatable, right? So for communication now we will see one condition, ZL equal to Z0. So we will keep this value as Z0. So it will be Z0 minus Z0 divided by Z0 plus Z0. Ultimately it will be equal to 0. What does that mean? 0 means 0 reflection. If reflection coefficient is 0, that means there is no reflection. In which case we get 0 reflection? When it is equal to load impedance is equal to what? Characteristic impedance. Then only we get the zero reflection value. Are you getting this? Yesterday we have discussed in detail. Reflection is wanted in only few applications like radar engineering. Normal communication, reflection is unwanted. So we will see in brief summary. So ZL is our load. Load may be short circuit, open circuit or matched. If it is open circuit, reflection coefficient is positive 1. That will give us 100% reflection. This 100% is not a good value. Normally 100% means something good, but in this case reflection should not be 100%. What should be reflection value? 0. Second case, ZL equal to Z0. In that case we get reflection 0%. That is what we want. We want no reflection. Third case is short circuit. We get -1. -1 means what? We get again 100% but inverted. It will be out of phase. So these are three cases which we get. Now same question is attached with one more topic, VSWR. So last session briefly we have discussed about VSWR. What is long form of VSWR? It is voltage standing wave ratio. So when we get some reflection signal, it will get added with incident wave and that wave will be called as standing wave. So that standing wave will have one maximum voltage value and one minimum voltage value. So VSWR is the ratio of Vmax to Vmin, right? This is Vmax. If we want to write it in terms of current, we can write it in the form of current also. Now, then what is our task here? To derive relation between them. Between whom? Reflection coefficient and VSWR. So VSWR, Vmax we can write. What is Vmax? It is addition of incident wave and reflected wave. So it will be Vmax is Vi plus Vr. Similarly, there will be one Vmin. Next slide we will see in the diagram also. So Vmin is the subtraction of Vi by Vr. We will keep this value in 1. So what will be VSWR? It will be equal to Vi plus Vr divided by Vi minus Vr. Now we have to relate it with the reflection coefficient. What is reflection coefficient relation in terms of incident wave and reflected wave? Equation number 1 in last topic, it is reflection coefficient is equal to reflected wave divided by incident wave. So here we can change the term so that we can introduce the reflection coefficient too. So if we divide it by say Vi, if we divide this term by Vi, what we will get? Vi by Vi 1, Vr by Vi, that is nothing but reflection coefficient. Again here it will be 1. So it will be 1 plus reflection coefficient divided by 1 minus reflection coefficient. This is relation between the reflection coefficient and VSWR. Similarly, we can write for VSWR also. Here what we have? We have say one transmission line in terms of some coaxial cables. So here we have one line, we have input voltage Vs, input current say Rs, Is and input resistance as Rs. Output side is connected to load. So in between we will have reflected wave and forward wave. Forward wave is also called as incident wave, right? So here we have the signals. The dotted blue line is representing standing wave and dark blue line is the standing wave envelope and standing wave. What is next color? Brown. Reflected wave is represented by brown and incident wave is green. So this green wave is striking on some other medium. This is medium 1, this is medium 2, maybe this is load, right? So here it is striking and again reflecting back. So what is this? Reflection is nothing but it is ratio of two signals when it is getting mixed with the upcoming wave. Next again we will see in this GIF we can see there is a standing wave. One is forward wave, one is reflected wave and the dotted line is showing the standing wave. Standing wave amplitude will be addition of the incident and reflected signal. So from previous equation we get the relation between VSWR and reflection coefficient as VSWR equal to 1 plus tau divided by 1 minus tau, or tau will be equal to VSWR minus 1 divided by VSWR plus 1. So if we have summary along with VSWR, so if for load open circuit, it may be open circuit or short circuit, in that condition what will happen? If tau is 1, reflection is 100%, that means VSWR is infinity. Now what is our question? What is the ideal value of VSWR? What we want? We want reflection signal or we don't want reflection signal? We don't want. When it will get cancelled, we are having one Vmax value and one Vmin value, that is the ratio of VSWR. If we want to cancel it, both of them must be same. If Vmax and Vmin is same, VSWR will be equal to 1, right? That value we want. So ideal value will be 1. When we get that 1? When ZL is equal to Z0, then we don't get any reflection and we get unity value of VSWR. That means there is no reflected wave. It is the ratio of Vmax by Vmin. It should be equal to 1. That means it should be same, Vmax equal to Vmin, then their ratio will be 1, right? VSWR and reflected wave, both of them are something which we don't want, but practically we get some reflection. So for keeping track of that and to match the impedance, by changing some impedance we can change the values of reflection and VSWR. We use this concept, right? Okay, so one more revision we will see. Now reflection coefficient and VSWR can be given with different names in different books. Now which symbol we are using for reflection coefficient? We are not using rho, we are using tau. But what is there in the name, right? So in few books it will be given as rho, in few books it will be given as, okay. Similarly VSWR, here sigma is used. Normally sigma we use for conduction. In few books it is given as, say, capital S, or there may be any other symbol. But whatever it is, we have one value of VSWR, one value of reflection coefficient, whatever may be the name we are using. Symbol may be used, whatever is there in examination question, you have to use that symbol, right? So we have short circuit, open circuit and impedance match. 3 conditions we have to remember. Which one we want, which one is desirable? Impedance matching is desirable, impedance matching is important, right? If it is not matched, we will get reflection. We don't want that reflection. So we can have some short question, why is impedance matching needed? So we want desirable VSWR, that is 1 or nearer to 1. For that we must have some impedance matching. So for pure resistance, some value of 72 ohm we get in antennas. But in practical scenarios, actual values are closer to 50 ohms while we talk about antenna. So we will take one example of antenna also after a while. So impedance matching will be something like straight line. Vmax by Vmin will become 1, and there will be various patterns of signal that we have to discuss in the coming topic, where we will use the length of waves for designing the antenna. Here you can see something is written as lambda by 2 and there is some half wave in the positive side, that we will discuss how we get that. So before that, one more short question we will discuss. One short question you may get for 4 marks is, for a lossless line the characteristic impedance is Z0 and VSWR is capital S. What is the maximum impedance of the line? So we have to derive maximum impedance of the line. Only 2 steps we require. We should know the formula of VSWR. What is VSWR? It is Vmax by Vmin. So Vmax will divide numerator and denominator by Vmin. So Vmax by Vmin and Imin by Vmin. So what is Vmax by Vmin? That is nothing but VSWR S. And what is Imin by Vmin? V by I is impedance. So I by V will be 1 upon Z. So if we put it up, it will be SZ. Similarly, for Z min, what is the maximum minimum value of impedance? We have V min by I min. So we will divide it by V max. V min by V max is 1 upon S. And I by V is Z. So we will get Z by S. That is the maximum and minimum value of impedance with respect to VSWR. Okay, now next topic we have to start. It is quarter wave transformer. It is also called as impedance matching equation. So we have discussed what is the importance of impedance matching. Now we have to see quarter wave transformer. What is quarter? Quarter means 1 upon 4, right? 1/4. So what is lambda? Suppose lambda is a complete signal from 0 to 0, one positive cycle and one negative cycle. The same duration is given for time period also. Now this diagram we have to understand for any sinusoidal wave. Say we start signal from 0, there will be one positive half cycle. We can show them in angles as well as radians. So we start with 0, then it go to peak. What is angle here? 90 degrees. 90 degrees we can write as pi by 4. Here 90 degrees. How we write 90 degrees? Pi by 2. So this is 0 to pi by 2 or 0 to 90 degrees. So in the middle line it will be lambda by 4. And this total duration is lambda, right? Is it clear? So if we talk about lambda by 4 line, that means we have 0 to peak. So antennas will be designed as per the wavelength. Wavelength will be used to design the antennas. Either we are taking lambda by 2 line, either we are taking lambda by 4 line, or in between them, right? Okay. So what is for quarter wave impedance transformer we are discussing? So for a wave, pi by 2 is 90 degrees, pi by 4 is, pi by 2 is what? Okay, pi by 4 will be, okay. So the one more important thing we will discuss here, we have to keep beta is equal to 2 pi by lambda. What is lambda full length? 0 to pi, pi to, okay, first of all, what is beta? What is beta? Alpha beta, gamma is equal to alpha plus j beta. Alpha is attenuation constant, beta is phase. It is changing in phase. Say from 0 to 360 degrees it is changing, right? So 0 to 360 degrees we have one lambda, say from this 0 to this one, 0 to 2 pi. So the length of lambda is nothing but 2 pi, that is the phase. So beta we are writing as say 2 pi by lambda, that is the length of wave only. So for mathematical expressions, it sometime in few books it is given as k, few books it will be given as beta. We are using beta. So beta we have to keep as 2 pi by lambda in the equation, right? So we will start the derivation for this topic. So here we have 2 pi. Now explain the principle of impedance matching with quarter wave transformer. So we will consider one wave which is of length lambda by 4, because for lambda by 4 we get matching. How, that again we will discuss. Now this is our transmission line. Usually we draw two lines. One is input impedance, there will be some load impedance ZL and characteristic impedance Z0. So for impedance matching, what is the condition? Z0 is equal to ZL. Now what is the length of this line now? Lambda by 4. That means in this transmission line only we are using a wave which is starting at 0 and going up to 90 degrees. So how it may look? Like this, right? If we continue it, then it will go like complete positive cycle. Now this one is half of positive we can take or half of negative. This is lambda by 4 line. So this transmission line length is 1/4 of the total wave. Okay, so this is our setup. Now we have to derive it. We will start with the equation 15. What is equation 15? Zin is equal to Z0 ZL plus JZ0. That is equation 1. Now in this equation we have to keep beta is equal to 2 pi by lambda. And what is the length of line? In place of L we will write lambda by 4. So if we keep this lambda will get cancelled. This 2 will cancel, so it will become pi by 2. So entire equation will be same, but we will get tan pi by 2 as simplification. Tan pi by 2 is some infinity value. So before that we will make some adjustment in the equation. So we will divide numerator and denominator by tan pi by 2. So here in play along with ZL and Z0 we will get tan pi by 2 divided, and this part will get cancelled and we will get only JZ0. Right? So this is equation simplified. Now in this equation we will keep tan pi by 2 is equal to infinity. The value of tan pi by 2 is infinity. So there we will keep tan pi by 2 is equal to infinity. So if we keep these two values will get cancelled, we will get JZ0 by JZL, JJ will get cancelled. So it will be Z0 by ZL. This Z0 will be multiplied. So we will get Z0 square by ZL. Now this is the fourth important equation we have to remember. First three is equation of input impedance, then input impedance of short circuit, then impedance of open circuit. Now this one is impedance of transmission line matching condition, that is ZL equal to Z0 for quarter wave. Right, this fourth one we will remember. What is it? Zin is equal to Z0 square by ZL. Everyone repeat it. Zin equal to Z0 square by ZL. We can write it into different forms also. Like from here we can keep Z0 square equal to Zin ZL or Z0 equal to square root of Zin ZL. But for the sixth one is more important for us. Now on this we will move to the second question. Why quarter wave transformer is called as impedance transformer? What is meaning of quarter wave? Lambda by 4 line. The simple meaning is that we have transmission line of size lambda by 4. We consider impedance is matched, that is ZL equal to Z0. We keep it in equation 1. We simplify and we get the value, right? The simple step. Now we have to see why it is called as impedance transformer. What is meaning of transformer? There will be transformation from input side to output side. We will see how we get that by using this quarter wave. Same setup we will consider. Characteristic impedance is Z0. The line length is lambda by 4. So we have equation number 6, Zin equal to Z0 square by ZL. Now we will consider one case when input is short and output is open. So for that case 1, ZL equal to 0, then what will happen? In this equation output is 0, so this will be infinity. That means if load is short, input will become infinity. So what will be changed here? This will become short, so this input will become open, output should be short. So resistor should be there or not? No, we have to remove the resistor. What should be there in that place? One line, right? So that will be the change. If you observe in the entire chapter, we have same kind of diagram with two lines. Either output will be open or short, or there will be a load, right? We have to show three impedances: Zin, Z0 and ZL. That is also very common. We can show input voltage and output voltages. So in this case, what is happening? If ZL is 0, output is, now we will consider similar second condition. In second condition, if we keep ZL equal to infinity, what will be value of Zin then? Now this numerator is infinity. Infinity by any value will be equal to 0, right? So if ZL is infinity, Zin will become 0. That means if output is open, input become short. What is this? This is transformation. Now similarly, if load is inductive, then input will become capacitive. If load is capacitive, input will become inductive. If input is high, output will be low. If output is low, input will be high, in the same manner. So this action is nothing but transformation. That's why quarter wave is also called as transformer. Is it clear? Okay, now we have to connect it with next topic. It is ultra high frequency lines and different lengths of transmission line. Both of them have same meaning. We will see how. Before that, we will have some brief discussion about what is ultra high frequency lines. We have different lines: very high frequency, low frequency. First we may have low frequency, or we may have very low frequency, high frequency, very high frequency, and above that we will have ultra high frequency. It will be higher than very high frequency. So for this, its range is from 300 to 3000 megahertz. That means from 300 megahertz to 3 gigahertz. So if you observe, all our mobile communication networks are under UHF. I had given you one task earlier to specify the frequency range of your service provider. Few wrote 900 megahertz, few wrote 2.4 gigahertz, depending upon the service providers. This complete range is between 300 megahertz to 3 gigahertz. So whatever mobile communications we are using comes under ultra high frequency. So their applications are mobile communications, radios and other communication. Walkie-talkies also use this kind of system, right? Now one more question we may get: what is better, VHF or UHF? Of course UHF is better. For UHF, see what is VHF? It is smaller frequency. And UHF is higher frequency. Both of them are there. Okay, we will move to next. We will see one antenna. Say antenna will have some two open wire. This is the simplest dipole antenna. From this antenna there is one voltage source and he is generating the signals, and there will be a size of antenna. Now what is size of this antenna? Lambda by 2. That is half of the wavelength. One positive, one negative. So here we have 1/4 at left side, 1/4 wave right side, total half, right? So lambda will be full signal, lambda by 2 will be half signal. So these UHF lines use this concept of different transmission line lengths. So length may be lambda by 2, length may be lambda by 4, length may be in between them or lambda by 8, but we have to use this length to design our antenna size. So from antenna these waves will be generated. Okay. So now we will see next question. Next question is: derive different lengths of transmission line with open load circuit, or explain UHF as circuit element, ultra high frequency as circuit element. Both have same meaning, same answer, but in ultra high frequency we have to write for short circuit as well as open circuit. but there will be separate question for open circuit also. So again we will start with, say we will use the equation for what? This is for open circuit. So for open circuit, today's 4 equations, which 4 equations we have to remember? One Z in, that we have used, second for ZSC and one for ZOC. Now we are using ZOC. ZOC is equal to minus j Z naught cot beta L. This is very simple topic. In place of beta, what do we keep? 2 pi by lambda, and according to length we can keep our values. So length we will change and we will see what is the equation. So first case we will consider, say, so after keeping 2 pi by lambda we can consider various cases. So if we consider, say, lambda by 4, it will look like this, 90 degrees, 0 to 90 degrees or 0 to 90 degrees. Voltage and current, both of them are out of phase. This is also lambda by 4. This is example of lambda by 4 line wave inside the transmission line. So we will see one case 1, we have to use this formula. What is it? Z naught equal to minus j Z naught cot of 2 pi by lambda L. Now we will consider one case of length. Say length we will consider between 0 to lambda by 4. So what we will do, we will keep lambda by 4 into the equation 3. So keeping in equation 3, what we will get? Here lambda will get cancelled. This will become pi by 2, right? So it will be cot pi by 2. What is our main task? To check whether it is in positive quadrant or negative quadrant. So after simplifying, what we will get? It will be ZOC equal to minus j Z naught cot pi by 2. So cot pi by 2, say cot 90, it will be 0, but it will be in positive quadrant. So its value will be positive. If you remember the relations, I will show once. So here you can see, for various things we have quadrants, say first quadrant, second, third and fourth. In first quadrant, all the values will be positive, right? Either it is sine, cos, tan, cot. Second quadrant, sine theta and cos theta is positive, others will be negative. So if we get cot into second quadrant, it will be negative. Similarly, we have fixed definitions for third and fourth quadrant. Now this one is in first quadrant, all are positive. So cot 90 may be 0, but cot pi by 2 value is positive. This is positive, but the overall sign of the signal is negative. So this circuit will become negative reactance. Negative reactance is given for capacitor. So output side will become more capacitive. So we can replace it with the capacitor. This is our input, this is the size of length, it will behave as capacitor for which condition? 0 to lambda by 4. So we can replace this circuit with one capacitor, right? Now this is case 1. In case 2, again we will keep the same equation we have to use. Now we will consider lambda by 4 to lambda by 2. That means from where to where? From which degree to which degree? 90 degrees to 180 degrees. So for that, angle is 90 degrees to 180 degrees. Again in the equation we will keep beta is already 2 pi by lambda, L we will keep as lambda by 2. So what we will get? Whatever it is, it will be cot lambda by 2. So this cot will be in second quadrant now. Second quadrant means positive or negative? It is negative, right? Already we have one negative in the equation. So negative will become positive. So overall it will be positive. Positive reactance is for inductor. In network theory, the detailed topics are there. So if our overall expression is positive, it will behave as a inductor. So output we can replace as inductor. It will, for which region? If we design an antenna from 0 to lambda by 2, it will behave as 0 to lambda by 4 capacitor. From lambda by 4 to lambda by 2, as inductor. Is it clear? Now this again I will ask you after 5 minutes. Okay, so this is second case. Third case, for ZL equal to Z naught, already we have derived one equation, it is Zin equal to Z naught square by ZL. So if we keep it for lambda by 4, so it will make the circuit react a series resonance. Series resonance means it will have both the parts, capacitive as well as inductive. So the complete circuit we can replace as combination of C and L, right? Now this we'll understand with one more example. Say you might have seen some antenna on the roof of cars, right? What is that antenna for? For some radio communication in the car, for getting some better signal. So there may be antenna like this, there may be antenna like this. So this antenna will have some capacitive or inductive behavior according to the size of antenna. So right now we have seen one size of antenna. There what we got? Suppose we want to design some short antenna. We cannot design very long lengthy antennas on the roof of car, because we need to check the size and weight of the car. So for that, say we are designing some antenna shorter than half wavelength. Half wavelength means which value? Half wavelength. Full wavelength is lambda. What is half wavelength? Lambda by 2. So when we do it smaller than that, the antenna will be more capacitive. So for balancing that, what we do? We add more inductance in the antenna. Are you getting this? If you want to reduce the size, we can design the antenna, but it will be more capacitive. For balancing that, we will additionally attach one inductive element in the antenna. So in antenna sometimes you will see some coil like structure also, right? So that is the reason we have to finalize the size of antenna. Whatever is best suited for transmission, we will use that. So for impedance matching, what is the size? Lambda by 4, that is less than lambda by 2. So in this summary, we may have length lambda by 2, then it will behave as, if it is length is greater than lambda by 2, that is lambda by 4, it will behave inductive. For smaller antenna, it will behave as capacitive. 5 minutes. Sir. Okay, so this is, you understood this concept? Is it clear? So here we have summary of angles, that also I will share with the slides so that we can have it. Now lambda by 4 we have seen. How lambda by 2 will look inside the circuit? In our circuit is two transmission lines. It will look like one positive, one negative. So if voltage and current are out of phase, if voltage is positive, half cycle, what will be current? Negative, half cycle. So if you want to see lambda by 2 signal, so say V is like this, so I will be opposite to that, right? This is lambda by 2. So with this we will stop it.